Hi everyone, welcome to my video where I will be exploring how Girls Go Games reinforces patriarchal expectations of women. And to do this, we're going to be looking at a specific game from the platform, which is called Twin Birth: Sleepy Princess. The opening scene does set the tone for how the platform does reinforce these traditional patriarchal ideas, particularly around their roles as caregivers and their bodies as public objects. So we see the mother breastfeeding with her breasts exposed, and that kind of does reduce her to just this nurturing figure whose primary role is her as a caregiver and a mother. So once we begin the game, the main objective here is to prepare her to go off to hospital. So we start with ringing the ambulance ourselves. We pack our own equipment to take with us to the hospital, equipment and supplies. Next, we have to get changed, and then we begin the process of an activity where we go through 3 different objects: an oxygen mask, a bell, and some water. And we do this until the ambulance arrives, as you can see through the time bar at the bottom there. The husband, remains quite passive, simply offering a kiss when summoned by the bell. And we see the mother here going through all these tasks herself. And again, this kind of reinforces the idea that the role of women, even when they're going into labour, is a role that must manage and take responsibility. And that the husband's role is quite limited in comparison, which kind of his role is basically providing some basic support, I guess, through showing her that he loves her. But it just really does demonstrate quite a gender divide. Next, we arrive to the hospital in the next section of the game, and straight away again we can see that the mother is still on her own. Her husband is not present with her in the game, which also again is reinforcing this same idea as before, that it is up to women and it's their role to be the nurturer and the caregiver, and it's their responsibility, and it shouldn't be a man's responsibility to have to maintain these same roles for children. And then we go through a series of tasks where we basically clean up the children. We seem to cut their umbilical cord, which is a bit of a strange thing. And yeah, just ensuring that, again, the mother is well looked after. And yeah, there's not a lot of agency for the player here. So as we can see, it's a bit of a simulation game. And this lack of agency does result in these same notions that are present in the game being reflected onto the player themselves, where they see it as their own role to care and to nurture and to look after children and each other. Typically, as well as we see, the game has a lot of feminine features, whether that be colour or the design of the room, or even we can see here as we change the nappies, like there's flowers across some areas of the babies. All these things attract young girls and females to identify themselves with this role and identify with, these are typically feminine things, and here is my role to provide care and provide nurturing and provide love. So those two, the concept of femininity and theories of play, do interrelate there to portray these notions of patriarchal expectations of women.